Cocaine Bear, Ray Liotta's last movie, and it was
Right.
definitely a worthy movie because I felt like he was a really good villain. The bear is the main villain, but starts out with these two hikers, and then they just are looking like this bear is not acting normally. And then the bear runs at him, takes out this guy's wife. Movie opens up. This couple's planning their wedding. They're like, "Oh, look at us. We're tourists hiking through the mountains of Georgia." I believe they were European, somewhere like either there or like North Scandinavia. And then they're talking about their wedding, and then all of a sudden, all of this guy's plans for his future gets interrupted by a bear jacked up on cocaine. And it's exactly what you think this movie is going to be. And it actually exceeded expectations because some of the reviews for this, you want to talk about knowing what movie or who your audience is for, it's Cocaine Bear. Like, if you're going in there and expecting a fantastic movie, it's not the movie for you. If you want to go in there and have a good time and see a bear run around, mess some people up, get some good corny humor in there, it's definitely a great movie. It's like I feel like as far as a B tier movie, it's at the top of the list for me. It's like Cocaine Bear and The Meg, two of the best B movies of all time in my book. Now, the violence is on point. There's one point where this lady's in an ambulance. The bear is chasing her, and then she ends up falling out of the ambulance and she's tied to a stretcher, flips over, and then her face just drags across the pavement. And
That's awesome.
there's such like the gore in this movie is on point. The violence is there, the heart is there. These two kids in the movie, they're not too annoying. One of the kids is really funny. He sees this guy get eaten and he's like, "I just saw a bear eat that man and take him out of a tree. It's something that stays with the man for a long time." So it's like you have the humor in there, and then you have some of the crazy characters, and then standout performance has to be O'Shea Jackson, Ice Cube's son. He was awesome in this movie. Felt like he carried the movie through a lot of points. Then he has this relationship with the cartel guy's dad, where he really doesn't want to be in the cartel. This guy's trying to figure out what he's doing with his life as well, and then few good character arcs, but overall, Cocaine Bear, it's a good time.
So when I saw the trailer for it, I remember you told me about it when it was first announced, and
Yeah.
I was like, "This movie's going to be absurd." Does it live up to the absurd hype?
Oh, absolutely. The violence is way more than you think it's going to be. And then there's one point where this lady's going to shoot a guy, and there's these high school kids that have been like running around the state park, and it's like one of the reasons why she hasn't been promoted is these kind of like punk rock gang who's fucking with everyone in the state park. And then she goes to shoot the bear, but she accidentally shoots this guy in the face, and then half of his head is just gone. And then the bear too is just like pod someone's violence or pod someone in the stomach, and then his guts come out, and then the two baby cubs just start eating his intestines out of his body. So it's like, yeah, they get some pretty good shots in there as far as the gore goes. So it definitely lives up to it. And then the bear, star of the show, CGI, not great. Once you watch the movie, you kind of get used to it though. It's like,
Yeah.
how well can you really CGI a bear with a low budget? But Cocaine was on point. There's one point where he's like kind of on a crash, and then he's just walking around them, and then he just falls asleep on top of someone.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was a good time. I
Yeah.
definitely recommend it. If you just want a fun movie to go see, turn your brain off, definitely go see Cocaine Bear instead of Ant-Man and the Wasp, because Marvel doesn't deserve your money anymore if they're just going to keep churning out the same movie over and over again. Not
Yeah.
even put any effort to it anymore. They're just like, yeah, here's $200 million. We'll make $1 billion just because.
Yeah, because
So it's like,
comic book fans are the easiest to please
yeah, and
of
it's
all the
like,
franchises.
and if you're saying, well, it's not a kid's movie, it's like, no, this movie is about two kids. There's two kids that get lost in this movie. It teaches you self-responsibility, why you don't go out in middle school and do cocaine in the woods, and why you don't ditch school, because you may end up getting chased around by a bear on cocaine. And if there's a better kids movie, I want to know, because what better way to scare your kids into not skipping school than being like, well, if you skip school and go for a hike in the woods, there's a chance that a bear hyped up on cocaine might kill you.
That's enough for me to say
Yeah,
no.
so if you're a kid, you'd never skip school again after this movie. So it
No.
is a family movie. There's a lot of family lessons to be learned in Cocaine Bear.